Maya! How are you?
Hiya, Maya.
It's so nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Seth Lee.
I know. I know we've talked about it before, but it drove me when we started at SNL. A lot of the women on the cast called you Myers.
Yes.
Like Myers, which is my last name, and I thought was very rude.
Yeah. I mean, I did have seniority, so I feel like it's okay.
You did have seniority. I should have legally changed my last name.
I think you should have. It was a sign.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Last time you were here, we were talking about your 4 beautiful children.
Yes.
And how much they were engaging with your work. Have they seen more of your work? Are they more familiar with your output at this point?
I mean, I still don't think anyone wants to watch Big Mouth because of me.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I think it's gross to hear your mom talk about boners.
Yep. I think that's an age old.
That's a boner deterrent.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I know how I won't get my kids to think about boners. I'll be a hormone monstrous. Yeah, so they don't.
Do they
don't
watch
mess with it.
old SNLs? Do they?
They do actually.
Okay, that's
actually,
good.
you know what? What was the one that I just showed Pearl the other day? It was. I think she was shocked. It was like a true early 2000s host. Like, wait, you knew that person? It's like, yeah, yeah. I was alive in 2002. It was pretty cool.
I've had it backfire on me with my kids where, like, my kids met Kristen
Yeah.
Wiig, and then you knew which one I was talking about.
I think I was getting her confused with the Cleveland wig we know. There's so many wigs.
With the double I's.
With the double-
Yeah, that too. That very common spelling with
Yes.
2 I's next to each other.
course.
But she played, they met her and they liked her, and I was like, oh, you have to watch this. And she played like a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade float that was like really scary. And I showed it to them, and then they're like, we don't want to see her anymore.
They're like,
We don't want to see that lady. Yeah, we didn't realize what a bad vibe she was.
that's your friend?
Yeah.
Great friends, Dad.
Are your kids as musically talented as you are?
I think they have the gift of music and they don't realize how great they are. So they kind of keep it to themselves. But yes, I force them all to play, to have like piano lessons.
Do you want them, would anything
To start a band? Yeah. Yes.
Would that be
Well,
the dream?
I have 4 kids, so
Yeah.
like during COVID, I was like, guys, it would be great if you played those drums. Or like, I mean, there's a piano, a bass, a guitar, and an amp in here. Who knew?
Do you think you'd be a really good band mom? Would you be like in the wings watching your
I'd
family band?
probably be like, what's that Goldie Hawn, Susan Sarandon movie? I'd be like,
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
they're both wearing leather jackets.
Oh, yeah, now I know what
And
you're talking
like ripped t-shirts, but they're like in their late 40s. And they're like, I'd be embarrassing.
Oh, that's good. Well, then I also want it to happen.
I would really like that.
Yeah.
Just to be like a groupie, like, those are my kids. They rock. I'm just like, no, brah.
And they're like, wait, your mom is the one without a bra and the hormone monster?
Your mom hit on me at
Yeah.
Craft Services.
They now all your kids were in Licorice Pizza.
Yeah.
As were you.
My
How
husband's
was that?
movie.
Yeah.
That was actually a magical thing because COVID happened, lockdown happened, and then Paul was told, like, okay, you can shoot now, but my kids were not allowed to go back to school, so we were doing Zoom school, and it was a scary time, and no one was vaccinated, and it provided this amazing experience where my kids, their friends' parents, my nanny, we were all in it. And so we were all around, and so we had like a little world, like we were living in the 1970s in the San Fernando Valley for like 3 months. It was beautiful.
That's great. How did they take to being directed by their father?
I think it's helped.
Oh.
No, they loved it. It only made the worship of their father stronger.
Oh,
They
that's
just
really
think
cool.
they just think he's such a stud and a cool
You
guy.
also filmed Disenchanted.
Yes.
This is you and Amy Adams. You seem to be there seemed to be a slightly eviler vibe to what you're doing here.
Yeah, this is like the meat and potatoes of character actors. Like, you want to be the evil villain in a Disney movie. It's like everything you could possibly.
Yeah.
It's drag. I'm doing drag, and it was so fun. It was so much fun. I had long nails, and I got to be nasty, and I got to sing and dance and wear really tight corsets and beautiful gowns. And Amy Adams is
So lovely.
she's the greatest. Plus, she's already a magical human being, and then as Giselle, it was real, like it was like a true princess come to life. But it was so funny because like everything about her is so beautiful. It's like hanging out with Cinderella, and so everything about her was like this beautiful white carriage and her horses, and they were so lovely. And I realized I had a carriage too. I had a black carriage, and I had these big, beefy, like black horses. And her horses, my horses peed a lot.
Yeah.
And her horses never peed, and we realized, oh, those are female horses. Mine were male.
Uh-huh.
They had the biggest I've ever seen. And at one point, I have to get out of the carriage and talk to her and greet her, and she goes to curtsy in front of me. And it sounded like someone threw a bucket of water on the ground. And I tried not to look because it was right behind me, and it was going on for a while. I'm like, how many buckets are they? Like, don't they know we're rolling? And we kept going, and then I looked back, and I saw some people like doing like kind of church laughing in front of like facing me. The horse was still pissing. It peed for so long. Have you ever seen a horse pee?
I don't think at this level, no.
Wow. Maybe it's because it was an Irish horse. It was very healthy.
Yeah, very healthy. I hope they keep that in. I know that's not very
they
Disney,
will.
but I hope they keep.
It sounds like a Disney thing, right?
So you are married to a billionaire, Adam Scott.
Yes, Adam Scott was my husband. He's a very powerful businessman, one of the richest men in the world. And then we get divorced, and I end up with $87 billion. This is not real life, guys. This is the show. Don't get confused.
Yeah.
And then she's been with him her whole life, like since her 20s, helped him build the company. So now she's trying to find meaning in her life with $87 billion.
You shoot in a mansion.
Oh yeah. We
This is-
shot at The One. Have you ever been in a house that has a name?
No.
This house was called The One.
Wow.
And it was, I think it was listed for $500 million. And it was pretty insane.
Yeah.
Like,
For $500 million, it would have been really funny if you were like, and it's like, eh.
I mean, I've seen better. It was like the first day we shot at the indoor pool, and I was like, "This is pretty cool. There's an indoor pool in here, huh?" And then I feel like I just heard Shoemaker laugh. And then and then I went outside, and there were 4 other pools. And then I went upstairs to the master bedroom, and there is a pool off the balcony of the master bedroom, but it's see-through. So if like you want to watch your lover swim,
Oh.
like, do the backstroke, sweetheart. Do me a favor, give me a cup of coffee, do the backstroke, sweetheart. Then do the breaststroke, sweetheart. All right, now just do the dog thing. Do the paddle like a dog.
The dog pedal.
What is it? Oh, dog paddle. The dog thing.
You had all the parts.
I know. I gave up.
Do the dog thing, paddle like a dog. What's that called? Dog paddle.
It's called the dumbwaiter. It's called the dumbwaiter.
You also got to work with animals in this, some alpacas.
I did. It was not my first alpaca, which
Yeah.
I know is a big surprise.
Yeah.
Because when you're in comedy, apparently you work with a lot of strange animals.
Yeah.
Guess who I met this morning?
Who'd you meet this morning?
Trumpet, the Westminster Dog Kennel champion, the winner.
The bloodhound, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I have news for you. He's hot.
Oh.
I have a little crush on him. I went to pet him. He's so lovely.
Okay.
He's so sweet. He smells so good. He's 4 years old.
Uh-huh.
And then he gave me his paw. His paw was like this big.
Yeah.
But then he kind of just kept climbing me,
Okay.
and I'm in love.
I obviously have a bunch of follow-ups,
Yeah.
beginning with, where do you meet a dog like this?
At the Today Show, Seth.
You were
On
at the-
Grindr, Seth. On Grindr.
You have, what's the new dog grinder for dogs? Oh, Dog Grinder.
It's called Dog Paddler.
Dog Paddler.
If you look on Dog Paddler,
Yeah.
you
And then it's
can
like,
find.
paddle, you either paddle left or paddle right.
If you paddle right, you get the champion of the Westminster Dog Show. He was so beautiful and so gorgeous, but he's a bloodhound. Apparently, is the only noise. Let me try that again.
Yeah.
A bloodhound is the only nose that can stand up in court. No other nose is allowed to
Really?
to be listened to.
Oh, wow. So legally, a bloodhound can go in
Correct.
and point at a murderer.
Say, that's the guy who murdered my wife.
Do it your best bloodhound,
Okay.
how that would sound if that. So this is interesting. When you said they're the only knows, I assumed that like experts would bring them in for other cases, but it's only in a case where their wife or husband has been murdered.
Where the bloodhound's wife was murdered.
So they're only allowed to testify if it's kin.
Yeah, like, that's my cousin. You killed my cousin.
You showed up at SNL, the season finale, for our friend
For our friend
Natasha
Natasha
Lyonne.
Lyonne, wow.
That was such a joy for me because
Right?
I feel like she embodies like New York and what's cool about New York in the same way that SNL does.
Agreed.
And it just when did you first meet Natasha?
I met her when I first moved here to do SNL. She was one of my first non-SNL friends. And I think I was with Jimmy. We were at the Mercer Bar, and this little person came up to me and was like, hey, you want to be in the fashion show? And it was Natasha. And her friend Chloe Sevigny and Tara Simkoff were doing their line, Imitation of Christ. And they asked if we'd be in it. And I was really excited because I was like, you want me to be in a fashion show? Funny thing is, they wanted me to be the MC in the fashion show. Because when you're in comedy, you don't model in the fashion show stuff. You're the MC. But it was so cool and fun. But like, she's one of those people that when you meet your people, you find them right away. We were instantly friends. And you know, she spent so much time here backstage with us, hanging out. And she's a part of those early years for us. So it was really meaningful for her to be here in what she called like in her friend's house. She had so much respect for it. And she's so funny. It was such
it's
a
also
joy.
that thing, because it doesn't happen all the time, because I think, understandably, people have a lot of nerves. And over the course of the show, they find their way to joy.
Yeah.
She walked out to do that monologue, and it was just like,
boom.
full joy, full excitement.
Happy as a clam.
Yeah, and it was great to see you there as well. And
It was
Fred.
so nice. Yeah.
And it's always nice to have you here. Thank you so much, Maya.
My God, next time I come, we gotta sing "Gays in Space" for. It's Pride Week.
Yeah, it's Pride Week.
Pride Week.
You can do if you want to do a little now.
I mean, if you want me to. No, what if I was like, "Gays in Space" in G, fellas? Nobody knows it. But I promise I'll do it next time.
Okay, great. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? I'm so happy to have you here. I was very lucky, though, because usually it's a long time between how often I see you, but I saw you recently. You appeared with Amy and Tina in their Restless Leg tour.
I did.
You've
at
been
the
doing some
Beacon
guest
here.
spots with them.
Yeah, I came out to New York. They did 11
11 in a row.
sold
Amazing.
out
Yes,
nights
it
at the
was so
Beacon
great.
Theater. They said it was the longest run for two white women.
Yeah. It was quite a record to break these days.
Well,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We really root for those white women.
Especially in pairs.
Especially in pairs. It was so fun. It was like coming here, truly, like being with your old friends, goofing off. I got to do a weekend update. It was
You
a
basically
dream.
came out as Whitney Houston.
That's right. She had Oscar predictions.
She had her Oscar picks.
Yeah.
And a normal weekend update feature, I would say, is maybe 3 to 4 minutes.
Sure.
I felt like you were out for 12 minutes. It was a real.
That might be true.
It was a dream.
I do remember humping the desk at some point.
Yeah.
I blacked out a little bit.
Yeah, but that's fun.
But also I was like, this is all I got, so I better milk it.
Now, the internet was abuzz, speaking of you and Amy and Tina. There was recently, this was floating around, that there was going to be a reboot of The Golden Girls.
Which is fascinating. I just want to put that part out there. Good to know.
Yeah, good to know. 10 episodes in June of 2024. It was Tina, Maya, Lisa Kudrow,
Sure.
and Polar, and this is the photo they
Oh
posted.
boy. I also, okay, so which one am I?
Well, that's the thing. It's such a weird...
I think they gave up. They worked so hard on
these two.
On these two. And
then they were like,
Amy, they were like, we got to put wrinkles in her face. And then they were like, that's good.
And it's so funny because, like, with an internet prank, you could have given it another day.
I mean, I feel like this is enough. Like, people are like, we get it.
But I had multiple people ask me if this was real, and what I said back to them is
10
like, if
episodes.
it was real, do you think somebody would have signed off on this post?
I'm gonna say no. And I just wanna say, for Amy, whoever did this, you.
But you guys have some other ideas.
But I have other ideas,
Yeah.
like, you, dude, whoever did it. But great idea.
Yeah.
So,
This one, and now you worked on these Photoshops.
I
and
worked
you
on
said
these-
they're seamless. You cannot tell they've been Photoshopped.
guys, I think I have a new job.
Yeah.
It's photoshopping faces into old sitcoms.
Yeah. Happy Days?
Happy
That's good.
Days.
Like that is
I
good.
mean,
You did such a nice job of getting the skin color
oh
right.
yeah. And I feel like Amy and Tina. Wait, I'm the Fonz.
Yeah.
Good to know.
This one, I feel like Amy might have a big you for this one.
Really?
For you.
Well, let's see it.
Force Company.
Oh, yeah.
Good casting, McBrayer and Ham. That would be who you'd want to see.
Jack McBrayer. And it is really making me happy. And also, I gotta say, I like myself.
Yeah.
I think I look great.
You look great. Full House. I got a lot of questions about this one.
Well, we have old Michelle.
Yeah.
Old Michelle.
Old Michelle.
Tracks. I feel like.
Can I just say she looks appropriately upset about
Yeah.
being in this
She's
reboot?
not pleased. And also, I too gave up.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys get it.
You got to go back when one of our friends, Kate McKinnon, hosted SNL.
Yeah.
You got to go back to the studio. You got to go back. Kristen Wiig, who's hosting. I think she's coming up. right?
Very soon, yeah.
And you did a wonderful ABBA sketch. And yeah. And I talked to, Bowen was here, and I talked to Bowen about how cool it was for him to be out there with three heroes.
Yeah.
And this was a good one. It seemed like you guys were fully enjoying yourself.
We were good old style giggling and guffawing.
I don't know how Bowen didn't giggle.
That. This really did make me feel like the old days. You can tell we're in motion because his fringe is up in the air. But I remembered looking at the cards and also yelling straight into his mouth.
Yeah. You put the words in his mouth, and then they came out.
Right, yeah, he took the words right out of my mouth.
Your mother of four. We were talking backstage.
I am.
I remember when your first Pearl was born.
I know.
And it's crazy. She's 18 years old.
She's 18.
She's going to college
next year.
Unbelievable. How are you feeling about? I mean, this is where you were lucky to have four, so you still
Yeah.
got three with you.
I got 3 more to practice on.
Yeah.
It's really trippy.
Yeah.
And I love it, but I'm also blown away by it, heartbroken by it, and amazed by it. It's fascinating.
Speaking of college, it is the Sweet 16. You know that about the NCAA tournament.
Oh, everybody knows I know that.
Yeah. I know you do not be the biggest sports fan in the world.
That's correct. I mean, I know who the Lakers are.
Okay. That's like, well, I don't know.
We used to watch Red Sox games.
We would
in your
watch Red
office.
Sox.
Yeah.
All right, but now I'm going to name the college, and I want you to tell me as fast as you can what you think the mascot is
Got it.
of the Sweet 16.
Okay.
Alabama.
The Rabbits.
Okay. Arizona.
The Gym Sox.
Clemson.
Clemson Tangerines.
Creighton.
Creighton Barrel.
Okay. The Creighton Barrels?
The Creighton
The
Barrel.
Creighton Barrels.
Yeah.
All right. Now, do the next 4 as Whitney Houston, Jessica.
Okay.
Okay?
You got it?
Duke.
All right. Wait a minute.
The Duke, all right?
I'm sorry.
That's how you get into it?
I think that's how I get into it.
Okay.
We just need to do one more.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll help you get into it. I'll
Okay.
explain to Whitney what you're doing.
Okay.
Whitney, we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask
Yes.
Duke,
Popsicles.
Gonzaga,
Borrega.
weirdly close. Bulldogs, Houston,
Astronauts.
Illinois,
You got it, Toyota.
Iowa State.
Iowa, what now?
You think it's the Iowa State, Iowa what now?
It's the Iowa State, Iowa what nows.
Wow.
And it's a very confusing mascot.
And it's a very weird. It's a very wordy sweatshirt.
It's a wordy sweatshirt. It goes all the way around the back. And people hate this mascot.
Yeah.
They throw a lot of vegetables at it.
Yeah. And now, real quick, as Oprah, do you need to get into Oprah? Are you ready? Just yell them out.
Okay, you got
Just
it.
with enthusiasm. Marquette.
Gramercy Tavern.
NC State.
The Hooligans.
That's wonderful. That was right. That one was right.
I think Oprah and Whitney had a baby.
They had a baby.
I think Oprah and Whitney had a baby and it came out of my mouth.
You have the wonderful second season of Loot. This
I
is a
do,
fantastic
yeah.
show. Do you enjoy?
Thank you. I
Molly
do.
is a very fun character. Is
Yeah, she's fun, and I guess she's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's fun, and I feel like I get to like play dress up, and I get to pretend I'm really rich. It's really fun.
Very rich. You're
A billionaire. Let's be
a
clear.
billionaire. Adam Scott
Because I'm really rich,
in real life.
but she's a billionaire.
So Adam Scott plays your ex.
Yes, Adam Scott plays my ex-husband who leaves me for a very young, hot lady, and we don't have a prenup. And so he leaves me with $87 billion.
And you have to, he goes to space.
Yes.
It might be based on some of our current billionaires.
It's possible.
It's possible. But
I mean, it seems like the place where billionaires go.
Yeah,
right?
they like it there. It's
They
like the
love
only place
space.
they can go where they never run into poor people.
Yeah. I bet that's true.
Speaking of space, you were in one of my favorite sketches, Gays in Space.
That's correct.
And you sang the theme song. By the way, this is like the era of SNL. This is before SNL was in HD. That's not like a bad photo.
is
That's like
so
what SNL
blurry.
used to look like when we were there.
You used to have to cut a hole in a cereal box to watch SNL.
So, would you like to just to bring us out here? Would you like to sing the Gays in Space theme song one last time?
Well, I would be delighted.
Great.
I feel like maybe I just need like a little beat like this, like that. Yeah, there we go. It feels right. Who said what to whom? Oh no, this is gonna be intergalactic. Hold on a second and let me pull myself together. Say 5. Say what? 4. Nuh-uh. 3. Go ahead.
2.
Where's my lipstick?
1.
That's what I thought you said. 1. Blast off. Gays in space. I'm so hot. I'm so hot. I'm so hot.
You're so hot.
You
You're
are so hot. We're just boiling over here.
Woo, Mara, welcome back.
Ah, thanks. It's so nice to be back. I love it here.
I love it here. I love being in this building with you, which we did for many years. And then a couple weeks ago we got to because I stopped by SNL because our friend Amy Poehler was hosting, and then you were just sort of backstage watching the show.
Yeah, I just showed up.
Had you ever just showed up before?
No.
Wow.
I've actually never watched the show before. That was the first time I've ever watched the show and not been in the show.
Wow. So what was the experience? Do you think it's going to work as a show?
I think it needs a little more time.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll give it to them.
Yeah.
They're so quick to cancel things these
I
days.
think so. Yeah.
But you were just sort of sitting in the Lorne zone.
Yeah, I got to sit in the Lorne zone, which is totally different than when you work there.
Yeah.
When you work there, you're like, well, have some more, please. And this was like, can we get you a glass of wine?
Yeah.
Like, oh, right.
I
This is a
can't. I
comedy
thought
show.
that I was like that woman drinking wine and looking relaxed looks just like Maya.
But it can't be.
It can't be Maya.
Yeah, that's
Every
right.
time I saw Maya here, she was literally like running
Running
while,
to the bathroom.
Yeah. While someone was trying to change her from one sketch costume into the
Yes.
next sketch costume.
Yeah, that's right.
There was also Amy was obviously hosting. Tina and I did
Well,
something.
yeah,
an
you
update.
guys did that incredible
great.
update.
I was
it was
so
like
happy.
Avengers Assemble, and then you guys all.
But then there were a couple of Avengers backstage because it was you and Forte also
Yeah.
just watching the show, and then the 5 of us were together. It's very special. We wanted to get a picture.
Yeah.
Your partner, Paul Thomas Anderson, was there.
Yes.
An incredible director.
He is.
Made one of the great movies of this year, One Battle
He
After Another.
did, I
And when
agree.
he stood up with a camera, I was like, here we go.
Yeah, because we got a couple, like, friend text chain was like, hey, cute photo. Can we get one from the front? Like,
Yeah.
And then I said, I think Paul took some, and I think you said, oh, because he's notoriously bad at taking photos.
But then this is
There's
the
the
best one he
photo.
got.
So
That's the best one he got.
that's right.
The other ones were worse than this one. Now,
This one you can tell there's human beings in
yeah.
the photo.
Obviously, he took care of you first, you know.
It looks like Amy's got that filter on that makes you barf rainbows.
Very popular. Yeah, she's
Very
perfect rainbow.
popular with the kids.
Speaking of kids, you got 4.
Yeah.
Halloween, big time for a parent who has 4 children.
As you know,
Yeah.
you have multiple childs as well.
I have multiple childs. There's also like multiple Halloween festivities.
I was gonna say at certain ages, like it was like, hey, let's all trick or treat together as a family. And now it's like, I've got to go to this party.
Yeah. But also there's like a school party, then there's like Halloween proper.
Always.
And the amount my kids are like, I want to be a baseball catcher for one
At
and then a
school.
ninja. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, multiple costumes.
We're
It's
rolling
like,
the one
what
all the way
changes?
through it.
This isn't the Oscars, honey.
Yeah.
We're not changing for the after party.
Lute, congratulations, season
Thanks,
3.
buddy. Thank you.
You play a woman who has invested in an obscene amount of money. Where do we find Molly in the beginning of season 3?
Beginning of season 3, Molly is on a deserted island.
Great.
And is basically like recouping from a plane wreck and thinks she's going to live there for the rest of her life, which
wonderful.
is delightful. I actually came up with the idea myself because I felt like billionaires like can go anywhere all the time. Like my theory is always, you know, if you're a billionaire, you could go to Paris for like an espresso
Yeah.
and then go home, right, in your private jet,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that what billionaires do?
100%.
And so I thought it would be great if we set it on like a beautiful tropical island so that we could go to Hawaii.
Oh, nice. And is that where you went?
No.
Right.
We were in Palos Verdes, same thing.
So you could drive there.
Yes. Drive there and like, and it was also freezing.
Yeah. Well, that's lovely. You really cracked the system.
Yeah.
You wrote the premiere with our dear friend Emily Spivey.
Spivey.
And Emily and you, you knew each other from the Groundlings before you started SNL. You collaborated a great many times. Of your many things that you guys did together, Glenda Goodwin was maybe like more popular within
With us.
the staff
Yes,
than it was
that's
with
right.
the world.
Not
but
for
Glenda,
the
just to
world.
give everybody a taste of why we love Glenda, can you ask Glenda how you pronounce Hyundai?
Well, Glenda, first of all, Glenda's afraid of everything.
Yeah.
But she's a lawyer.
Yeah.
And she had an infomercial, is that
She had
right?
an infomercial, but she would hate Halloween.
She hated Halloween. Halloween would frighten her to death. But she does have a Hyundai, which is,
Yeah.
but she pronounces it Hyundai, which should give you an idea of how Glenda Goodwin talks.
There's an episode with some bird watching in it.
Yes.
And I know how much you research, the characters you play. You actually did a lot of research into which birds are which.
I did. I actually learned quite a bit about birds. I learned that the study of birds is ornithology.
Yeah.
And we had to learn like a lot about, the different species and stuff. And we had someone like come in and teach us. It was really cool.
That's great. I hope you don't. Would you mind putting it to the test right now?
Sure.
Great. Well, I will admit I don't know a lot about birds. So we found a ornithologist.
Yeah?
And we're gonna bring her out now
Okay.
to join us. Here she goes. Oh, I think she wants you to move.
I'm so
yeah.
sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for making the time for us.
Oh, Seth, I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you so much.
Not a fan of the kickstand, but I think you're a handsome man.
I got it.
I understand.
And have you guys ever?
No?
Nope.
So, all right.
But apparently she's an ornithologist now, so
Well,
I guess she's my peer.
I think the way this will work is I'll show you one of the birds.
Okay.
Let me know, and then.
I hope I don't embarrass myself in front of you. I'm sure you know a lot more about birds.
Apologies for I really did not give you a chance to introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Trisha Bumrock.
Great to meet you, Trisha. All right, ready to go, Maya?
Yes.
All right, first up.
Oh, I've actually never seen a bird like that before. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't know.
You've never seen the bird like that. You've never ever seen it on your Instagram. None of it.
Wait, you know what? Why not?
I'm gonna guess it's a gruffalo.
Okay.
Oh, what a dumb bitch. Okay. This is a tufted puffin. There's different kinds of puffins.
So a
Tufted
tufted puffin. So
puffin.
Gruffalo
Yeah.
was, there was some of the similar.
I feel like I must have known that because of the
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're cool. They nest in the cliffs.
Wow.
Wow.
It's really, really cool. And they're really good hunters. They put about 20 fish. It's funny to watch them. They put about 20 fish.
Yes, I remember this. I'm so sorry.
They put 20 fish in their mouth at the same time and carry it around.
It's cool to watch two ornithologists talk at the same time.
Yeah, it's like they're full of it, like some people.
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think I studied California birds. I don't know what that is. Is he?
Birds in California?
Is it laying on a handball? What is that? I don't know. A raven?
A raven.
I don't think it's a raven.
Trish, based on the face, I'm going to say it's not a raven.
It's a frigate bird.
What did you say?
A frigate bird. You should frigate know that.
I guess I
These
should.
Hollywood types, they learn something in 2 seconds and they're, I'm an ornithologist.
I mean, I'm definitely not an ornithologist. You are definitely the ornithologist here.
Right.
But I should forget about it, right? Wow, I got a
Next.
groan from the audience.
Well, no, this one. Here, come on, Maya. We're going to get you back on track.
Okay. This, I know. Thank you. This is a cardinal. I know.
Wrong. All right, that one you got. However, how did they get their color? Why are they red?
From
You're almost putting your finger in her mouth,
Inside?
Trish.
Why are they red? I'm waiting.
Is it from eating red things?
Yes, it's from eating red things. Berries.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Well, Trish, I feel like, we should have some space to allow, being positive when Maya gets one right.
Okay.
You're very kind. You're very nice.
He is. He's really nice. Okay.
What do we got here, Maya?
You know what? I don't know. Is that the?
You should know it's called a cock of the rock. Cock of the 30 rock is strutting around. Oh, I did a show about it and I learned about her. Excuse me.
That one looks like it has an afro.
That's a bufflehead. Now that's a
That's
bufflehead.
what I was gonna say, Seth.
Okay.
I was gonna say that's a
Yeah.
bufflehead. Why
Okay.
do they call it a bufflehead?
Because it's got a bufflehead. It's the smallest duck in North America.
That's a duck.
Have you ever been to a body of water ever and seen wildlife?
Nope.
Or do you live on a velvet pillow?
It's weird because I actually do live on a velvet pillow. Is that weird?
If she ever invites you over, say yes. All right, last one here. I
thank
know you're
God.
going to get this, Maya.
Okay. I really want to know this. I want to know this. I feel pressure and I'm nervous around you. I'm
Do you
gonna.
want a hint?
Yes. Bra. Breast. Breast.
What color?
White.
Right?
White-breasted bush. White-breasted vagina bush. White-breasted cooch. White-breasted cooch.
Nuthatch!
Nuthatch?
Wait.
Are you calling this a
That's a
nuthatch?
I was grabbing my nuts and then I pointed at my hatch.
I don't think, you know what? Don't take this the wrong way. I don't think you're an ornithologist.
Wait, are you?
You want me to flip a table? I'll flip your desk.
All right, fine. This has just been
Those are people.
look at
Oh,
her.
look, a
She's like-
dodo bird.
Oh boy.
Wait a minute. Why are you high-fiving?
That one was good. That was
pretty
good. I didn't see that one coming.
good.
Hey, you
Listen, I'm
guys.
attracted to you, okay?
Oh, well, why
That's
didn't you
how I act around
why
ladies
didn't
I'm
you just
attracted
say
to.
so? Give us a kiss. Come on.